Hello everyone and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday and the markets are still pumping. As you can see right here, Bitcoin is currently struggling at that value area high of this bigger range right here. As you can see, basically it is a very strong resistance as of right now. So we need to see Bitcoin break out of this value area high, potentially testing that 109k, basically our second weekly pivot resistance, and then we need to retest it, this value area high. So basically we need to do the same like we broke out here for the first time. We flip it as support and then we want to see continuation to the upside. So basically right now we want to see the exact same thing happening. Breakout of this value area high, test it as support, and then we potentially take off to create that new all-time high of around 170k. In my opinion, this is my target for the next coming weeks basically. And so right now Bitcoin is still trading above 107k. We topped out today at around 108, I think. This is exactly where we got rejected, as you can see. Also Ethereum got rejected from that value area low, so basically we still yet to go back into that range, as you know. So we got rejected, but we want to see something like this, a reclaim of the range and then a bounce and then a potential pump to the upside to that value area high, basically the top of the range for Ethereum. In my opinion, Ethereum will get back into that range very soon, as long as Bitcoin and the stock market continues to pump. As you can see right now, if we look at the stock market, basically the S&P 500 had a very massive pump today, as you can see, bouncing from that weekly pivot resistance from 6069 basically, and currently touched almost that third weekly pivot resistance, and we are very near the all-time high. As you can see, only about 0.82% is needed to reach the all-time high of the stock market. And as you can see right here, we got a bounce, flip that resistance as support, and today we got a pretty nice almost 1% pump for the stock market, as you can see right here. So of course right now the S&P 500 is struggling right here, finding some sort of resistance, as you know, or basically it is possible that we get some kind of a chop before we test the all-time highs, in my opinion, since, as you know, we've had a pretty big impulsive move to the upside, and it's possible that we need some kind of a cool off. As you can see on the 12-hourly chart, the RSI hitting that 20 line, as you can see, starting to get a bit overbought right here. So maybe we need to see some kind of a range under the all-time highs, or maybe some slight correction to the downside before we get another move to the upside, basically. This is my outlook for the stock market. Also, something very concerning, guys, is that the Bitcoin dominance is once again pushing to the upside. So yesterday I was talking about how the Bitcoin dominance has potentially started this move to the downside like it did before, as you can see, but things have changed very fast. As you can see, it is getting a pretty strong bounce up. The Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum and Solana basically are struggling right now. Solana hitting that POC of its bigger range and that weekly pivot resistance, and struggling to break out of. So basically Bitcoin is almost near its all-time highs and the altcoins are doing very bad right now. And in my opinion, this is as I said, because of the Bitcoin dominance that is rising. So as of yesterday, I thought that we will be starting this capitulation move to the downside for the Bitcoin dominance, and then we can see the altcoins move, since today has been a very good day for Bitcoin. It has been pushing to the upside very strong, but the altcoins have not had a significant move. They basically moved around like 2% for the whole day. As you can see, basically Ethereum tried to pump to the upside right here and got rejected very hard from that value area low. Solana also getting rejected from that weekly pivot resistance and that POC. And right now they are currently dropping, so maybe we can test that weekly pivot once again for Solana and potentially for ETH. Basically, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is still yet to test that weekly pivot. As you know, it is possible that we go this week and test it once again before we get that big move to the upside happening. But maybe the same thing as the stock market, we get some kind of a chop before we get that continuation to the upside, in order for the indicators, as you can see, to cool off a little bit on the 4-hour. The RSI momentum is basically overbought at the moment, so we need to see some kind of consolidation, as I mentioned, or a potential correction to the downside. Now, if we look at the liquidation heat map, let me just refresh it so we get the latest data. As you can see, we've took out today in this pump to the upside a very significant amount of short liquidations basically, and we still got these millions and millions sitting right on top, as you can see right here. So it is still very possible, if this impulsive move to the upside continues, that we can take out basically all this liquidity sitting at the all-time highs, as you know. And also one of the other reasons that I'm still keeping bullish is today we got almost 600 million basically of ETF inflows once again today. So the big institutions are still buying. They are not selling off as they did a couple of weeks ago, if you remember from my previous videos. And also the Fear and Greed index is back into that neutral zone, as you can see. So it is only a matter of time before we get that big move to the upside, in my opinion, as you know. And if we see the longs versus shorts ratio for the market as of right now, you can see we still got a third day in a row more buyers in the moment than sellers, as you can see. So the buying pressure is real at the moment. We've got a lot of long positions opened into the market, basically more than the bearish guys, as you know. So in my opinion, also the funding rate still keeping positive on some of the major exchanges, as you know. So this is a pretty good sign, still low, and this is, we need to see this in order for the price to continue rising up, and we need to see a pushback above this level in order for Bitcoin to reach higher price targets. And yes guys, this will be it for today's update video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.